Hi guys, welcome to my Etsy channel where my primary objective is to help you build a successful Etsy store. Welcome to another episode of Etsy Shop Critique. If this is your first time visiting my Etsy channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and make sure that you like and leave a comment on this video. So today I'm doing a critique on the store called Art by Heather Lynn. So thank you, Heather, for allowing me to do a critique on your shop. I really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get started. So any tools that I am using on this video, I will link them below on this video. There's a little box that you could click on and you'll be able to find the tools that I currently use, plus additional tools that I won't be talking about, but that you could use in order to optimize your store, get banners, um, hire someone maybe to do some SEO work, etc. So there's a lot of links there for your benefits. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I actually did an audit on this actual listing right here. So normally what I do is I pick one listing and that's the one that I do an audit on. The first thing I always talk about, right, on my critiques is the photo. Product photography is one of the most important things when you're listing something on Etsy, as well as everything else. Everything works hand in hand. The photo has to be spectacular. The photo is what the customer will click on before they look at the price, before they read your listing description, before they look at your reviews. Is the photo. So the photo has to be amazing, it has to be storytelling, and it has to market two types of people. You're going to have the person that was looking for your item, right? The buyer that was looking for this type of item. And you're going to have the buyer that wasn't looking for this type of wall print. However, they saw it, they stumbled upon your store, and they fell in love with it, and they want to buy. So you want to market to both types of people. So that's why you want to make sure that your photo is compelling, clear, that you have a nice background, that you showcase the product the best way you can, that you maximize and use all 10 slots if you can. Now, the photo doesn't look bad. However, does it look exceptional? Does it look like the best photo that you could have done? No, you can improve in your photo. I would highly recommend maybe buying a mock-up. You could go to creativemarket.com and buy mock-ups that look a lot nicer to showcase your product. Because right now, the one that you have right now, the photo frame that you have right now, in my opinion, is a little boring. It doesn't showcase your product as pretty as it is. So you could go to Creative Market, there's a link below, and you could actually buy frames like this that will give your picture a pop-up. Your photos will look so much better in a picture frame like this than the one you currently have. And that's why, because these have pretty backgrounds, it's more appealing to the eye. And they're not, relatively, they're not that expensive. If you don't want to buy a bundle, you can always buy just one. But I would definitely recommend you can buy this one. This one it's a bundle and you get all of these for only $6. That's not bad at all. But they will make your listing stand out way better. Even these are very pretty. So something like this will work really, really well as well. However, what you currently have right now on that particular listing, in my opinion, it washes off, like, because it's white in the background and the frame is white. It washes off the photo. It doesn't look that great. So therefore, it might not, be getting the clicks that you want. So I highly recommend changing the photo. I highly recommend adding different photos of the same one. I recommend making sure that all your photos are cropped in a complementary way, and that this big photo here matches the second photo. It shouldn't be no white space right here. I also recommend, this is good. So I don't know if you watched my tutorials that I said to add something like this. And then I also recommend adding another one of these, like a call to action saying, hey, click below to learn more about this wall print, or click below to read listing description. That's a great way to tell somebody what to do, like tell them to click to learn more. And then the purpose of doing that and adding a call to action is that the longest you keep the person in the store, in your store, the more chances of them buying. So you want to make sure that you tell them to click and shop. Therefore, you increase the likelihood of them buying from your shop. So I highly recommend adding at least 5 photos, adding this one here, and then an additional call to action to click below to learn more. But yeah, your photos need to be changed for sure. The second thing I want to talk about is SEO, search engine optimization. And SEO is basically how Google and any search engine like Xe or Bing or Yahoo knows what your page is about, what you're selling, and it's based on your keywords being on the title, your keyword being on your listing description, and also being the additional keywords being throughout the listing description. So, two things that I noticed. One, your listing, your title doesn't have, you have enough space to add additional keywords if you wanted to. I know with the new Xe change lately, what they want you to do is use the main keyword in the front and kind of write a caption of what you're selling, something easy for the customer to read and understand exactly what you're selling. So I highly recommend redoing your keywords for sure, and I'll tell you why. So this is the audit I did on your keywords, and you're using keywords that are oversaturated. And not only are you using keywords that are oversaturated, you're using keywords that are not target to what you're selling. So you're not targeting the right audience. So therefore, this is when a lot of people say, well, I don't know why I don't make sales. I have a lot of views or I have a lot of impressions, but no one's buying from me. That's because you're using keywords that don't really describe your item. And when people find your item, those people are not interested in your item, right? So that's what I mean by target audience. For instance, if you put in the word housewarming, right, and you were to go to xe.com, housewarming could be just pretty much anything. It's not just going to be a print in the wall. So you're doing two things wrong with this key. Two things wrong with this keyword. One, this is a keyword that's oversaturated. There's 1 million people, 1.5 million people using this particular keyword in their listing. That means that your competition is 1.5 million. You see what I mean? So the higher that number, the more you got to compete. So therefore, one, if you cannot rank organically for that keyword. If somebody was to type in that keyword, you're not going to pop up in the first page of Xe because there's so many SEO factors. One is the keyword in your title, is the keyword in your listing description, which is not. Do you have, how many favorites do you get on that picture? How old is the listing? So the more people like your shop, the more people like your listing, the more the listing has been up for a long time, the more it has been renewed, the more favor you have on that listing. However, because you're using a keyword that's so competitive, you're going to be lost or buried somewhere down here, right? Normally, when me and you guys, like I know personally when I shop, I might go to the second, maybe even the third. After that, I'm just going to make a decision on what store I'm going to buy whatever, or not, I'm not going to buy it, right? No one's going to search page 5, 20, 50 for an item. So therefore, you're buried all the way in the back. So that's one thing. Two, you're using a keyword that's too broad. You're not targeting your audience. So housewarming, as you could see, could be anything. It could be a mug. It could be a key. It could be a card. It could be a sign. It could be a tray. So right now, anybody, if somebody was to see your listing, you're really not targeting your audience. So now you're just targeting anybody and everybody. So therefore, you might get a couple clicks here and there. Or you might get a lot of impressions, but no sales. So you definitely have to go back and you have to do the diligence of finding keywords. You're only using 6 out of 13. That's another no-no, because what happens is the more keywords you use, the more chances of you getting found. So when you use all 13 keywords, you're maximizing your opportunity to be found. So you want to use all 13. You don't want to just use six like you did right now. And then on top of that, all the keywords that you currently have are too oversaturated. And then you have this keyword here that doesn't get any metric. And the reason why there's not a number there is because Etsy doesn't report it in their metrics, because there's no, for instance, in this listing or this particular keyword that you're using, there's no one else is using that keyword. Not a lot of people are searching for it, so therefore they don't give you metrics on it. So that's another indicator that you don't use that keyword. So I would recommend going back and redoing everything. Your SEO completely needs to be redone. So you need to go back and you need to describe what you're selling. And if this is like a lovers only wall print, then that's what you would put: lovers only wall print, or lovers only print, lovers only wall decor print. And then keep looking for keywords. Now, don't just think of keywords right on top of your head and then just be like, oh, I'm gonna pick that one, right? What you want to do is you want to go back to XCrank and you want to go to their keywords tool, and you want to start looking for keywords. You want to start looking for keywords that are under 10,000 in competition that you could actually rank organically. And also, if you were to run a Facebook ad, your cost per click won't be so high. Once you do the research, also another technique you could use before we go talking about listing description is that you could do long tail keywords. So if you, for instance, I'll give you an idea. If you sell baby headbands, and that keyword is very oversaturated in Etsy right now, what you could do is do long tail keywords, which is, instead of just putting baby headband, you will put pink baby headband, nylon baby headband, gray baby headband, polka dots baby headband, and keep going. Pink infant headband, and then you kind of change it. Pink toddler headband. Those are long keywords that you could actually rank for, versus baby headband that there's like over 300,000 listings. That is going to be very, very competitive for you to even get a chance to win in that particular keyword. So that's what you have to do. You have to do long tail keywords, and you have to spend time doing your SEO. The nice thing nowadays is that there's a lot of tools. You could use XCrank, you could use Google AdWords Key Planner, you could use Marmalade. It doesn't matter, but you need to use an SEO tool that's going to help you pull out and give you the numbers of different keywords and which keywords are oversaturated and which keywords are not, and then making sure that you're targeting your audience. Those are the two main things that you have to do. Once you have those new keywords, what you want to do is put the main keyword here in the beginning of the sentence. You also want to have the keyword in your meta description. This is the meta description. And the meta description is what Google shows to people that find your actual listing. So if somebody was to type in on Google wall art, this is what pops up. And this is your first 155 characters or first 160 characters of your listing description. So you want to make sure that your main keyword is there, which if this was the main keyword is not here. So you want to make sure your main keyword is there, and you want to make sure that you have an enticing meta description that's going to make somebody want to click and learn more about your product. This is very crucial in order to increase the likelihood of somebody buying from you. You definitely want to make sure that they click, right, to learn more about your product. And then you want to make sure that the reason why they click is because you wrote an enticing, right, meta description. So let's continue. Now, and lastly, you want to make sure you use all 13 tags like we talked about. Now, the next thing that you want to work on is the listing description. And the listing description basically is everything and anything the customer should know about your listing. It should include the color, the shape, the size, the shipping policy, return policy if you have any. These are all crucial. You have to make sure that you list everything there. That way there's no confusion. and that way the customer has everything there. You are still gonna get some random people that don't read and they will message you asking you the same question that you posted there. However, as a professional and as a store owner, it's your responsibility to make sure that all the details are there, that everything is concise, everything is like everything they need to know should be included. That way, they build credibility with you, they build trustworthiness, and they want to go ahead and purchase from you. Another thing is I will separate this into sections. I have mine set up that way. I'll show you. So for instance, I have on mines, I have description. So kind of gives you a description of what you're buying, what's included, how to order, what you will receive, returns and refunds. And then I have a hyperlink at the bottom. You need to separate yours into sections. And you need to, right here, you need to add the HTTPS in the beginning, like this part right here. So you can make that into a hyperlink. Right now it's not hyperlink, you see? So if I was browsing in your store and I want to click on it to go back, it's not working. So you need to add that in the beginning. So that could become a hyperlink and they could go back to your home page. So definitely work on your listing description. It looks like it's lacking some of the information that you need to add. Your description is great right here. However, you have to focus on adding the keyword. So I would just change that so you could have the keyword there. And then I will focus on adding more information about your product and service. That way people know exactly what they're buying. Keep in mind these three things. The SEO is how the person found you. The photo is what made them click, right? Because they love the item they want to buy from you. And the listing description is what makes them buy from you, right? It's what closes out the sale. They read it, they're like, wow, this is amazing. I get it in 2 weeks, or I get it in 5 days, or I could upgrade and get it faster, whatever it is, right? So they have all the information there that they need to know, but they all work hand in hand. You can't have beautiful photos and crappy SEO. You can't have great SEO and crappy photos, or you can't have great SEO, great photos, but then your listing description is lacking. All of it comes together. They all have played their own roles. So you want to make sure that you craft every section the correct way. Um, Another thing, the last thing that I talk about is the curation of your shop, right? The colors, does it look like it's coming from the same place? Do you have branding? Does it look like a cohesive brand, right? So I do like your name, Art by Heather. I think is nice. Um, I think that the banner could improve a little bit more, only because if you look at the most prominent shops, the ones that are out there that, make a lot of money, um, they have like amazing banners. They have like like you have here your website, they have their social media handles, they have their hours of operation. Some of them have even their artwork on the top. So I highly recommend working on a banner. Um, I like your actual how you this lettering. I think is very pretty. I like the fact that you have a photo with this cute baby. What I would change is maybe just have a photo of yourself only that's not getting your face cut off, or add an or change this photo. You could have a picture if you want of the baby, but however show your face. People want to know who they're buying from. um, Update this a little bit more often if you can. um, Even if you just go edit and then publish again, so it doesn't look like the last update was like a year ago. It's just a trick that you could do even if you didn't change anything. um, the store, I would say, if I saw this picture and I saw that picture and I saw that picture, I don't think it's coming from the same shop, because it's three different designs. So what you want to do is that once you go and buy mock-ups, or you design your own photos, what you want to do is you want to have a cohesive look. You want all your photos to kind of like look the same, have the same style, the same colors, and then you want to keep that consistent. You want to make sure that it stays like that. It stays consistent with the same colors. This is how you create a cohesive brand. And when somebody sees that one, or see this listing or that listing on the search results, they know that it's coming from the same person, versus right now it looks like it's coming from different accounts. So those are my recommendations on your shop with additional so your about me section is fine. Keep in mind if you do have let me see, I think you did link them. So this is great. You linked your social media links. So yeah, I mean everything else is fine and you have beautiful products. The problem is that your SEO is not done correctly. Your photos need improvement and then your listing description needs to be a little bit longer. I think if you focus on those things and you kind of change them around, you should see some type of improvement. You should see some traction going. You should see some impressions, and also you should see a little bit more of sales coming in. But you definitely need to work on those things. Other than that, I mean, I do think that your products are pretty, and some of it is very, very, very cute. You just got to work on improving those things. So, guys, if you have any comments for Heather, any suggestions on her shop, I am trying to create a sense of community where we all come together and help each other out. So if you could give any pointers, make sure that you leave a comment below. I'm sure she'll be grateful for it. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you subscribe if you have not done so yet. Thank you guys.